With the first problem, A is going to equal the number of apples, and each of them are going to be priced at 15 cents. B is the number of bananas, and each of them are going to be at 10 cents. So when you multiply A, which is the number, times 15, that's going to be the amount paid in total for apples, and the same thing for B times 10 is the amount paid for bananas. So if you want to get both of them put together, 15 times A and 10 times B is going to equal your answer, which is the total, and that's D. On the second one, there's an imaginary number right here. So you can imagine there's a little 2 right there and a 2 right there. It's standard. It doesn't have to be written though. But as long as that number is the same, you can just multiply these two numbers and it'll be the same. So 2 times 15 is 30, square root of 30. Alright, this one's a little bit longer. So the original problem is 2x squared plus 3xy, take away 4y squared. X is equals to 2 and y equals negative 4. So you just plug in all of these variables right here. So anything that's an x in this problem right here, so this x right here, this x, and then the y, so this y and that y, it's all going to be plugged in and replaced with these numbers. So instead of 2x squared, it's 2 times 2 squared, because that's 2. 3 times 2 times negative 4, and then negative 4 times negative 4 squared. So simplify it out. 2 times 2 is 4 squared. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times negative 4 is 24. Plus 16, because negative 4 times negative 4 is 16 squared. So 4 squared is the same thing as 4 times 4. Because that means there's 2 4's multiplying against each other. So 16, take away 24 plus 16 squared. I multiplied it out. 2 16s multiplying against each other, so it's 16 times 16, and it ends up being 256. So 16 minus 24 is negative 8, and negative 8 plus 256 is 248. Alright, so here you have half of the diameter, which diameter is from like this end to this end, like the opposite ends of the circle. Half of it is called the radius. So there's multiple different formulas you can use to find the radius. Here we're actually wanting to find the area, because in the picture it shows you there's a circle right here and a circle right here, and this part is shaded, and they want you to find the area of that part. So even though we're not given the area, we were given the radius. So we're going to find the radius of each of the segments that they gave us. So right here, so the formula for with that to find the area is radius squared times pi. So you're going to do it to both of those. So right here it's times pi times radius squared, which is the first diameter or radius, and then pi times r take away 3, which is the second radius squared, and that was the answer. You didn't have to actually solve it. So that comes out to D. Alright. So here we have that exponent right here, and all you have to do is distribute it to every single factor in this equation. So 3 to the second power is 9. X to the second power is still x squared. Negative 2 to the second power is positive 4, because negative 2 times negative 2 equals 4, and y to the second power is remain y squared. So 9x squared plus 4y squared, and that's B. Alright, so right here, we're given this form, and this form right here is called logarithmic form. And it's just anything like here, like log base 10 of x equals 3. So it could be log base 7 of 5 equals 10. It could be anything, but this is what we're given. It's just the form that it's in. So you need to write it in exponential form. These two forms right here go hand in hand. So log form, if we're writing it simple, I'll rewrite it for you. Log form can be log b x equals a. So when you're writing it into exponential form, you want to keep these variables, just match up the numbers basically. So it's going to be b, oh, I wrote that really bad, b to the a power equals x. You see how all those variables in this one match up with this one, just in a different order? So let's say we had log base 7 of 10 equals 20. So to make it into exponential form, you're going to take that 7, the b, and you make it the big number. 7, your x, to the 20th equals 10. Which is just an example. So that's all you're going to do. So this right here is going to be log base 10 of x equals 3. So it's going to be 10 to the third equals x. Then you just solve. So 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. So your answer is B. I'm going to kind of explain this one to you. I couldn't actually figure it out. I'm not sure if there's a sign that's wrong in the original problem. I kept double checking it. Basically with this one, all you have to do is distribute. So you want to distribute these. So 10y squared take away 15y plus 2y take away 3. And you add them together. You get this factor problem and you factor it. So you do what multiplies to get a times c. So this is your a term, b term, c term. A, b, and c. So you do what multiplies to get your AC, which goes right here. So 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. And what adds to get your b term, which is negative 13. So negative 13 right here. With these ones, there's a sign messed up, so that's why I can't solve it. I'm not sure if it's a mess up in the original problem or if there's some math that's going crazy here. I've double checked it, triple checked it. I don't know what to do. But from what I can tell, so imagine this 30 is positive. So to multiply to get, oh, that's crappy. So that's a positive 30, right? So 10 times 3 equals 30, but 10 plus 3 equals positive 13. So negative 10 and negative 3 add or multiply to get 30, and then they also add to get negative 13, which is why I think there's a sign messed up in here, because that works out so well if the sign just switches on one of them. But I didn't actually solve that one because there wasn't a sign like that. But that's how it would pretty much work out. So on this one, super simple, it's just basic algebra. You're here, you start off with 5t plus 2 equals 6. So first you're just going to get all your terms and start moving them over so you can get that variable isolated. So you're going to subtract 2 from this side. So 6 take away 2, or 2 take away 2 is 0. So you're left with no 2's on this side, and 6 take away 2 is 4. So you're left with 5t equals 4. Then these are multiplying, so we're going to do the opposite and divide. So 5t divided by 5 is just t, and then 4 divided by 5 is 4/5. T equals 4/5, which is c. Here, you're honestly just adding and subtracting. So 1u plus 5u is 6u. 6u take away 1u is 5u. And then x plus x is 2x. 2x take away, hold on.